Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Ryan here. Hope you guys are doing okay. You know what today is? Today is such a big day for a lot of us who have been a fan of Kinnporsche since day one. It's been quite a ride. I can't believe we're here. But episode 13 was quite an episode, wasn't it? I mean, so it turns out Porsche's mom might be adopted. So if that's the case, then I'm really relieved because I was thinking the worst. And then, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't talk about this in my previous reaction, but that pool scene, Paula, thank you for bringing it up to my attention. I don't know why I didn't talk about it. During the actual pool scene, I don't remember saying a whole bunch because I just remembered my jaw was on the ground for the majority of the time. I was so mesmerized, I was hypnotized, I was at a loss for words because it was such a beautiful scene. It was beautifully done, it was beautifully executed, it was so classy, it was so tastefully done. It didn't feel raunchy to me at all. They were so gentle and it was beautiful. And I think that particular scene, the pool scene, was so symbolic of the current status of the relationship because we've seen how their relationship has really evolved from episode 1 to episode 13 to this point. And we've all seen how they've individually and collectively overcome challenges and obstacles. And in spite of all of the challenges that they both faced, they still remain intact. They remain resilient. And above all, they remain in love. And that's amazing. If anything, these challenges really have allowed them to get to know each other better, to build better trust in one another, and made the foundation of their relationship even stronger. With that being said, that pool scene was obviously more than just a fancy lovemaking session. To me, it meant so much more. It meant transparency, it meant reassurance. Just them being naked out in the open in a see-through, well-lit pool on the rooftop where anybody could really see them, engaging in intimate activities that is typically done in the privacy of our own bedrooms, to me, just tells me that they really have nothing to hide from each other and nothing to hide from other people about their relationship. Unapologetically in love with each other, and it does not matter what other people think. This is us. Take it or leave it. We don't need your permission or your validation. That's what it meant to me. Although they still have some doubts as to what lies ahead, I think this scene was their way of reassuring one another, and to be quite frankly, to reassure us that whatever the outcome is of this impending doom, that they'll still be there for one another no matter what. That's how I took that scene. Again, this is just my own interpretation of the scene. It could be completely different from yours, and that is just okay, nothing wrong with opposing opinions and perceptions and interpretations. The more I think about this particular scene, the pool scene, the more significant it becomes. To me, it just marks a significant milestone in the relationship. At the same time, it also serves as a starting point or a baseline for the next level or the next phase of their lives together, really. This scene was so beautifully done and it really was worth the wait. So, on to the finale. Guys, thank you so much for being here and thank you for your time. Before we start, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss my next video. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and start. Oh my god. I don't think I'm ready. They went live today on YouTube and I really couldn't watch it because I had to mentally prepare myself for the finale. I heard Barcode had COVID. Feel better. I'm gonna miss that. Wasn't he so handsome? The uncle. Who shot him? Face crack of the century. What? I didn't know that. Was that on the book? Did I miss that? He must be so lost right now. I don't trust anyone. except for Porsche. Someone in there?
แม่หนูว่าลูกสวยไหมครับโอ้แต่เมื่อไหร่ที่หนูโตขึ้นนะหนูจะแข็งแกร่งขึ้นกลายเป็นนกฟินิกซ์นกฟินิกซ์
He's such a good person, such a good brother. Imagine being a witness to your parents' murder.
ไปซะแล้วหนีไป
That must be so traumatic. It's like reliving that trauma.
ไม่จริง
He's so conflicted.
ไม่จริง
พอสถึงตอนนั้นเนี่ยแกอาจจะยังเด็กนะอาจจะยังจำอะไรไม่ค่อยได้
มึงฆ่าพวกกูทำไม
But we don't know if he did it.
ป้านี่เป็นเรื่องอะไร
Kinn is just as clueless too.
แล้วกูกับคิน
That's right.
มึงทำไมพวกกูอย่างนี้ได้ไงวะ
Yeah.
มึงรับได้เหรอ
น้ำพึ่งเป็นน้องบุญธรรมของฉัน
Okay, you guys were right. Oh my god, that's such a relief.
น้ำพึ่งออกไปใช้ชีวิตของตัวเอง กับพ่อของแกป้าของฉันเป็นคนบังคับให้ฉันพาตัวน้ำพึ่งกลับมา แล้วฉันก็ไม่ได้เป็นคนยิงพวกเขา แต่เป็น
พวกมึงนี่เป็นโคตรเฮี้ยเลยนะ กูกับน้ำพึ่งรู้ความจริงหมดแล้ว แล้วมึงยังมีหน้ามาบอกให้เมียกูกลับไปอยู่บ้านแล้วเดี๋ยววะมึงพูดเฮี้ยอะไรวะ กูวางมือทุกอย่างหมดแล้ว ยังไงกูไม่กลับไปอยู่กับตระกูลไทยสวยพวกมึง
Ah, see, he did it. It wasn't one of the bodyguards.
มึงทำอะไรของมึงให้กัน
คนแบบนี้แม่งก็สมควรตายอยู่แล้ว
Don't. No.
น้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่งน้ำพึ่ง
Oh. Heartless. Heartless. So what happened to
น้ำ
her?
พึ่งกลับมาอยู่ที่บ้าน
Oh, she came home.
น้ำพึ่งก็กินยาฆ่าตัวตาย
Oh, she committed suicide. Shit.
แล้วทำไมคุณถึงไม่บอกเรื่องนี้ผมตั้งแต่แรก
ฉันต้องการจะปกป้องแกไง ปกป้องแกกับน้องชาย ไอ้ทีเนี่ยมันเป็นคนของฉัน ฉันส่งไปดูแลแก
Oh.
แต่มันติดการพนันไง มันก็เลยทำให้พวกแกลำบาก
T wasn't a... Oh my god, oh my god.
ไปตามคนเชื่อตามกูแล้ว
What was that look? Shit. It's just got even more complicated. He's so lost. Even more lost than before. Oh my god. Can we just appreciate the scene? The three brothers. Holy shit. I was hoping, I'm getting emotional. I was hoping to see all three of them in one frame. This is like a big deal. This is the three brothers. These are three powerful figures that belongs to this powerful family, and to see all three of them sitting in one couch, in one frame, monumental, iconic. I just got chills.
หมอเสียใจด้วยนะครับผมทำดีที่สุดแล้วครับ
What do you mean? What? No. That's quite a blow. How is he gonna perceive Porsche now? god, he looks so mad. What are you planning? I was not expecting that. He probably already knows.
มีสายรายงานว่าคุณพรตายแล้ว ถูกวางยา
Poisoned.
แต่ไม่รู้ว่าเป็นฝีมือใครครับ
Did he have anything to do with this? Look at that grin. He's so selfish.
ไปบอกให้ทุกคนเตรียมตัว
Opportunistic, selfish.
ก่อนที่มันจะทันตั้งตัวได้ครับ
I wonder if he had anything to do with it. Oh my god, Kinn is... I don't even know what's happening with him. Like, what's going through his mind? Is he mad at Porsche? Was that really poison? And by
คุ
who?
ณท่านเสียชีวิตจากการโดนวางยา
Poisoned.
เราต้องรีบหาคนร้ายเร็วที่สุด
Does he know that Mr. Khan's dead?
พอระวังตัวด้วย มันถึงเวลาที่ต้องเลิกแล้วหมดธุระของผมกับพอชแล้ว
Our business is done here?
ขอให้โชคดีกับสิ่งที่เลือกกัน
I hate this character so much. It makes you question, like, what happened to him when he was growing up? How was his dad towards him? Because even when they were younger, he had no remorse. He had no problem shooting Porsche's dad and didn't care about his sister's reaction and how she would feel.
ทางเราคุยกับทางรัสเซีย 3-4 ครั้งแล้ว แต่ก็ยังไม่ได้เรื่องสักที ผมว่าให้คนที่มีประสบการณ์มากๆอย่างคุณกันเป็นคนเข้าไปเคลียร์เลยดีกว่า
Experience doesn't always equal expertise. So
ก็ต้องเป็นแบบนั้นแหละ
ว่าไงล่ะคุณคิน
why do you always laugh? Like, that laugh is so annoying. Boom! You laugh too much. I'm the boss. Anybody else got something to say?
มีใครอยากแนะนำอะไรผมเพิ่มเติมอีกไหมครับ
Ooh, I never asked for any of your suggestions. He's back. Oh, Alexa's this time. No more Maserati? Did he poison him?
คุณกันครับ พวกคุณมาที่นี่ทำไม
พี่ชายกูตายทั้งคน กูจะมาเคารพศพไม่ได้
Shut the hell up.
ผมไม่ได้รับคำสั่งให้พวกคุณขึ้นไป ต้องขออภัยด้วยครับ
Shut the hell up Know your place
Adults are speaking. You would be well advised to turn around and go home.
That's right.
กูอยากมีเรื่อง มึงจะทำไม
Oh,
งั้นผมก็พร้อม
that's intense. Ay, son of a... Holy sh... Did he just use one of his people as armor? No. Damn, he was shot, but look at him go.
เวกัสถึงเวลาของลูกขับมา
Oh, sh... What a manipulative son of a... He was like, it's your turn. Vegas took that opportunity. He was like, yay, finally my dad trusts me. I cannot wait for him to get what he deserves. I cannot wait for that moment. He's really strong. He's been shot so many times, but look at him go.
พวกคุณไปขบวนแล้วครับ
You did your best. He's still smoking? This might be a dumb question, but can he call the police or something? Or at least call the ambulance. Something. Oh no. Oh no, Paul. This is that Mr. and Mrs. Smith moment. Yes, girl!
ผมไม่ได้หวังอย่าปัง รู้มันก็กลับมาอยู่ข้างตระกูลแล้วทำไมเราอยู่คนละข้างกัน
Now is not the time. Yes! Sexy. I'm with your side. I love it. Oh! Really is not the time right now, guys. Holy shit, just grab his crotch. Hey, that's Vegas, son of a...
ว่าจะยิงตรงไหนก่อนดีหัวอกหรือหัวใจ
Oh, what is that? What a coward. No, Erica. Yes. Get him, girl. Now run.
ฮัลโหลโอเคไหมลูก
โอเคครับเจ๊กำลังย้อมผมอยู่
โอเคโอเค
He's clueless as to what's
ครั
happening.
บวันนี้ครับ
Look at him go, he can fight. Oh, I love that he's there protecting Porsche. Oof. Damn. Holy sh. Damn. That is some badass move.
เอาคุณแค่นี้เร็วลุก
I knew it. I knew she was gonna get shot. Son of a mother. Shoot his dog.
ฉันไม่รู้หรอกนะว่าไอ้กรมันบอกอะไรกับแกบ้างแต่ฉันก็คงเป็นแค่ตัวร้ายสิพวกมึงนี่มันโคตรเหี้ยเลยนะกูกับน้ำพึ่งรู้ความจริงหมดแล้วแต่มึงยังมีหน้ามาบอกให้เมียกูกลับไปอยู่ตระกูลนั้นอีกเหรอวะ
Wait, it's a switcheroo.
มึงพูดเหี้ยอะไรวะน้ำพึ่งไม่ได้มาจากบ้านเด็กกำพร้าแต่เป็นเพราะป้าของพวกมึงต่างหากล่ะที่ตามฆ่าล้างโคตรตระกูลน้ำพึ่ง
Wait, what?
ยังมาตามฆ่าตระกูลของกูอีกแล้วสิความเหี้ยของพวกมึงเนี่ยมันอยู่ในสายเลือดจริงๆทุบปาก
What is
น่าส
happening?
มเพชชิบหายพวกมึงอ่ะมันก็แค่สายเลือดสกปรกที่ไม่ยอมรับความจริง
Wait, what?
มึงผิดเองที่รู้มากไป
Huh?
ไอ้กรณ์มึงถึงขั้นต้องยิงเลยเหรอวะแล้วน้องมึงจะรู้สึกยังไงอะพึ่งไอ้กรณ์มันไม่ได้ตั้งใจนะไอ้กรณ์ไม่ได้ตั้งใจไม่ต้องห่วงนะไม่ต้องห่วงนะพี่จะดูแลน้องพึ่งเอง
I don't know who to believe anymore.
น้องพึ่งไอ้กรณ์มึงเห็นไหมว่ามึงทำอะไรลงไปอะน้องพึ่งเดี๋ยว
No.
เอาตัวไอ้การไปออกไป
I seriously don't know who to believe anymore. My brain, my mind has been...
ไปกูไปน้องพึ่ง
No. Please don't. Oh, that's the house. Oh my god. He shot her. What is that?
น้ำพัง
กูจัดการปัญหาที่นี่เรียบร้อยแล้ว
ไอ้ก่อนไอ้ชั่ว
พามันกลับไปสงบสติอารมณ์ที่บ้านไป
Holy shit.
ปล่อยกูน้ำพัง
If this is what truly happened, this changes everything.
มันบอกกับฉันว่ามันฆ่าทุกคนหมดแล้วแต่ที่ไหนได้มันได้เก็บพวกแกสองคนไว้เก็บคุณบ้าอะไรป้ามึงเร็วกว่าที่มึงคิดไปเยอะมึงรู้ไหมว่ามันพรากชีวิตคนที่กูรักไปกี่คนแล้วมันทำลายทุกอย่างมันฆ่าน้ำพึ่งคนที่กูรักมากที่สุด
What is happening? Is Wait, not right now. No. Get this out. Wait. Wait, don't tell me he's the dad. It's so twisted. This family tree is getting... Oh my god, don't... No. I mean... I don't know now. I don't know now. I don't know now.
Tao muốnกินไปเดี๋ยวกูจัดการเองครับ
I don't know how to feel.
I'm sorry for everything. ขอโทษ
I don't know how to feel. I really don't.
Aku tanyaวันนี้ขอเป็นมึงได้ไหมที่ฆ่ากู
กูเชียร์อะไร
กูรักพี่
Wow. They just know how to make me cry. They just know how to do it. Wait. He's not dead. Wow, Mr. Kong played me. He's not dead. Son of a...
ว่าแล้ว
And she's not dead. What in the is happening?
แม่
What
นี้กับน้ำพึ่งมึงทำแบบนี้ได้ยังไง
กูทำเพื่อปกป้องน้ำพึ่ง
ไม่จริงมึงบอกกูว่าน้ำพึ่งตายไปแล้ว
ก็เพราะมึงไงไอ้กันมึงอะทำให้กูต้องโกหกมึงจำไม่ได้เลยวันนั้นที่มึงยิงแค่พัดตาย เสร็จแล้วเราก็พาน้ำพึ่งกลับบ้าน แล้วมึงก็ย่ำยีน้ำพึ่งจนน้ำพึ่งต้องกินยาฆ่าตัวตาย แต่โชคดีกูยังช่วยไว้ได้ทันกูถึงต้องปกปิดเรื่องที่น้ำพึ่งยังมีชีวิตอยู่ไว้เป็นความลับเลยเพราะถ้ามึงรู้มึงก็ไม่ปล่อยไว้แน่
มึงทำทุกอย่างเพราะมึงเห็นแก่ตัวมึงโกหกทุกคนไอ้ก่อนเลิกเสียแสงได้แล้วมึงหยุด
มึงอะไรหยุดเพ้อเจ้อได้แล้ว
มึงแค่ต้องการอำนาจที่แท้จริงน้ำพึ่งเฮียรักน้ำพึ่งมากที่สุดก็ไปอยู่กับเฮียนะเฮียจะปกป้องน้ำพึ่งเองแล้วทุกคนก็จะได้รู้ความจริง
This scene
จะได้รู้ความจริงสักทีว่าน้ำพึ่งเป็น
มึงไม่ต้องห่วงนะเวกัดกลับมาเก่ากูจะดูแลเองแม่น้ำพึ่ง
I don't know
มึงโกหก
อย่าพอชแต่ป้ารอวันนี้ วันที่พอชได้เจอแม่ของเขาอีกครั้งหนึ่งตลอดเวลาที่ผ่านมา
not this way
ป้ากลัวว่า ถ้าใครรู้ว่าน้ำพึ่งยังมีชีวิตอยู่ไอ้กันคงไม่ปล่อยไว้แน่แล้วป้ากำลังพยายามทำให้พอชอยู่ใกล้แม่เขาเรื่อยๆทุกสิ่งทุกอย่างที่ป้าทำเพื่อหลานของป้าเพื่อน้องสาวของป้าจริง
I don't know I don't know guys
ๆกูอยู่ตรงนี้ข้างมึงเสมอ
I'll always be here for you. This doesn't make things any better. Right on the forehead. Everyone he's loved left him. The emergence of the next supervillain.
เวกัสอย่า
Don't. Vegas has nothing. He's got nothing left.
ไม่ต้องออกไป
At least that's probably how he feels.
เวกัสอาแปะจะดูแลแกแล้วก็น้องแกเอง
It's not an offer that he can easily just take. And you?
ขอขอบคุณที่ท่านเมตตา ผมยังรัก และภักดีกับตระกูลรักเสมอ
What?
แต่ผมทรยศความรู้สึกตัวเองไม่ได้อีกแล้วครับ ผมขอลาออก
Yeah.
ากดูมันด้วยนะ
I mean, I'm happy for him to follow his heart, but don't do it.
ไม่กันหยุดจะทำอะไร
ไม่เหลืออะไรแล้ว
There's nothing, man. I'm here. Right, Pete?
กูอยู่นี่ไงเวกัสกูอยู่นี่แล้ว
He just told you. He's here.
กู กูทำกูมันอะไรจริงกูจะเหลืออะไรแล้ว มึงหยุดพูดว่าตัวเองไม่เหลือใครสักทีได้ไหม
Right.
กูอยู่ตรงนี้ไง แล้วมึงก็อย่าหันหลังให้กูแบบนี้นะพอกูหิว มึงหิวมากไหม ให้คนอื่นพาไปกินได้ไหม
No. Only you.
มึงกล้าไล่กูเหรอ มึงกล้าไล่กูเหรอเวกัส แล้วตอนนั้นมึงบอกว่าอยากอยู่กับกูทำไม
Right.
กูเป็นสัตว์เลี้ยงของมึงไม่ใช่เหรอ แล้วตอนนี้กูหิว แล้วมึงก็เดินออกมา กูก็ต้องเดินตามหาเจ้าของกูดิไปครับ
Such a bizarre relationship. But it works for them. Son of a... What?
ไม่ไปกันไปกัน
I don't know now. Oh, Pete.
แต่ฤทธิ์ยาที่กินเข้าไปเนี่ยมันทำลายสมองบางส่วนทำให้น้ำผึ้งสูญเสียความทรงจำฉันขอแต่งตั้งพอชขึ้นรับตำแหน่งหัวหน้าตระกูลรองนับจากวันนี้เป็นต้นไป
I have so many questions. Like, I almost want to stop this so I can process. I'm gonna need you guys' help getting everything sorted out. Stop smoking. Quite a difference from the first day he walked through this hallway to now.
คุณรองเตรียมตั้งรับไว้ดีนะจัดให้หนักนะครับอย่าดีแต่ปาก
I It's hard to celebrate knowing that we lost people. Barcode is holding his own against these veteran actors. Even the acoustic version is incredible.
กูมีเรื่องเซอร์ไพรส์มึงว่ะ
Oh.
งั้นเดี๋ยวกูไปรอในห้องน้
Oh. It's not that kind of surprise.
ำหมายถึงกูจะชมร้อนจริงๆเอาได้เดี๋
Crazy.
ยวกูไปรอที่บ้าน
Oh my god. So now he's playing the bartender now.
อีควาเรเดคิน
Oh.
พร้อมเสิร์ฟครับ แปลว่า หัวใจของคิน
Look at that background. The location of this is amazing.
แต่ก็เห็นพวกมึงมีความสุขแบบนี้กูดีใจนะ
I know, me too.
แล้วรายการเป็นไงบ้าง
He didn't
ดี
die?
ขึ้นแล้วพอดีกูโทรไปให้กำลังใจคิดทุกวันน่ะ
I had a
เรื่อง
feeling.
อเมริกาได้ฟังขอบคุณนะสำหรับทุกอย่างเลย
Hmm.
ขอบคุณมึงมากกว่า ที่เลือกจะอยู่ข้างๆกู เราจะไม่มีตระกูลหลัก ไม่มีตระกูลรอง
Are they merging?
เพราะเราสองคนเป็นคนคนเดียวกันเพราะกูจะไม่อยู่ข้างตระกูลแล้ว
I'm on your
ไม่อยู่ข้าง
side.
ตระกูลรองแต่อยู่ข้างมึงทั้งหมดของชีวิตกูอะยกให้มึงนะ สัญญา กูจะดูแลเป็นอย่างดี I love you.
I love you too.
ส่งให้ป้าดูหน่อยดีกว่า รัก
It's still kind of odd, you know, his son and his nephew. Even though, of course, it's not his blood, but a little.
ผู้ชนะเท่านั้นแหละคือผู้ที่เขียนประวัติศาสตร์
ไหนอะ
That's right.
แม่จะรออยู่ท่าไหนนะแม่ แม่จำผมได้ปะ
Probably not.
ปอร์เช่กับแม่
Or does she?
ผมอยากเจอหน้าแม่ตลอดเลย นี่ รูปนี้คุ้นๆไหม
The Phoenix.
เคยเห็นรูปนี้ไหม แม่จำได้ไหมครับ นี่แม่วาดนะ อยากกอดแม่ไหม แม่ครับ เรากลับมาอยู่ด้วยกันอีกครั้งหนึงครับ
กลับมาอยู่เป็นครอบครัวเดียวกันอีกครั้งหนึ่ง
I wonder how she's feeling. She must be confused. She doesn't remember a lot of who she was prior to that suicide attempt. Damn, he's tough. He survived that. I thought he was gonna. Oh, Macau was there.
Why? Why are you still here? กูหนีไปไหนไม่ได้
Don't stop crying.
ต้อง
Stop.
หนีไปตอนเนี้ยกูไม่ว่านะกูไม่เหลืออะไรละ
No, you'd stop saying that. You have him, you have Macau.
กูไม่อยากให้มึงต้องลำบากกูอยากทำตามใจตัวเอง
Just wanna follow my heart.
ต่อจากนี้ไปอ่ะมึงไม่ใช่สัตว์เลี้ยงกูแล้วนะแต่มึงคือคนที่สำคัญที่สุดในชีวิตกู
He better be. We're all Macau at this point.
อะไรไม่เบานะเราเนี่ยยังไงก็ยินดีต้อนรับสู่ครอบครัวนะครับพี่สะพ้ายแต่มาเก้ามึงตื่นมามึงไม่ส่งเสียงเลยเนาะก็แอบฟังอยู่ไม่ต้องเขินมาไม่ต้องเขิน
Oh, don't be shy.
มาเล่นด้วยนะ
Oh. I like this gentle side of Vegas. That was so beautiful. Wow. We have a lot to talk about. That is quite a finale. A lot to unpack. Let's get started. This series has literally turned itself on its head out of nowhere. I thought this episode was just gonna give me some answers and really tie up loose ends, but I was not expecting for more twists and turns that they dropped in this episode. Talk about an explosive finale. Almost at a loss for words. It took me a while to organize my thoughts so that I can have a more concise commentary because this episode was unexpected. To be quite honest, I'm still confused and lost in some of the stuff that happened here. I still couldn't figure out, so I'm hoping that you guys can help me figure a lot of these things out because wow. So Mr. Khan's version of what happened with Porsche's parents was that his dad, or Kinn's grandfather, was the one that told Mr. Khan to bring Nattawin back home. That's according to him. And I guess Porsche's parents seemed like they were just tired of being involved or being affiliated with the family and they wanted out basically. At least that's what it seemed like. And Mr. Khan's dad basically wanted Porsche's parents back, or at least Porsche's mom back home as his way to protect her and to ensure her safety. And Mr. Khan's dad also maybe wanted Porsche's parents back, or at least again Porsche's mom back home, because they probably knew too much about the family and their dealings, and that in order for them to kind of prevent that information from leaking out, they want Nattawin and her husband back to the mansion or to their home, because maybe Mr. Khan's dad was afraid that if the enemies somehow got a hold of Nattawin and her husband, that they might leverage what they knew about the main family against the main family or against Mr. Khan's dad's family. Maybe. But when Porsche's dad continued to defy the family's request, at least according to Mr. Khan, his brother Mr. Khan shot him dead. And then Mr. Khan proceeded to saying that Nattawin attempted to commit suicide by taking pills. I mean, granted, he didn't say that she died, but I guess I just kind of assumed that she died. I mean, everyone else seemed to have assumed that she died, but in fact, she didn't. And then after he was telling Porsche that, he eventually collapsed. And then shortly after that, doctor comes out and says to the family, sorry, we did everything we could. Again, I just assumed that that meant that they couldn't save his life and that he's dead. So did the family just also assume that Mr. Kinn was dead? Or did Kinn know that Mr. Kinn isn't dead? That's why he was so confident in that meeting with what seemed to be the board of directors or their business partners or whoever they were. He seemed very confident and didn't seem sad about his father's passing. Did he know that he wasn't dead? I'm not really sure what happened there. Can someone clarify that? What's your interpretation of Mr. Kinn's death? Because I'm still pretty puzzled by that. And was he really poisoned? Did he really fake his death? Or was he really close to dying and was just brought to life? I don't really know. And if he did in fact fake his death, what was the reason for that? Was it his way to lure his brother Mr. Gunn in? Was it his way to make his brother believe, Mr. Gunn, that the main family has gotten weaker? So by luring them in, was the intention to basically kill all of them and eventually end the feud between the two families? I don't know. It may not be the reason, but I'm just trying to make sense of what happened. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, Mr. Kinn's intention of faking his death was to lure his brother Mr. Gunn and the rest of the minor family. If that was the intention, it seemed like the main family wasn't prepared or wasn't properly prepared for the arrival of their enemies, because in some scenes it almost looked like the main family was ambushed by the minor family. You know, they didn't seem too prepared, so they lost so many people. Because of their lack of preparation or because they lost so many people, that made me think that maybe luring the minor family wasn't the intention of faking his death. So if that wasn't his intention, then what is? Like, what was the reason for? Did I miss something? What happened? Honestly, help me guys. I don't know what the main reason of Mr. Kinn possibly faking his death. Or maybe he didn't fake his death. Maybe he really was close to dying. Maybe he really was poisoned. By who? That's another mystery. But maybe he really did almost die and was just resuscitated by his resident team of physicians and nurses. That could be a possibility. At this point, I really don't know. I was literally lost during this part of the episode. I was like, what is happening? Why would he do that? Anyway, moving on. Mr. Gunn is a whole different entity. His version of the story was that Nattawin didn't come from the foster care system, but rather his dad and Mr. Kinn's dad murdered the rest of Nattawin's family. It opens up a whole different series of questions, but I guess that's according to him, according to Mr. Gunn, that's what took place. And also in his version of the story, he was the one that was sitting down and talking to Porsche's dad, while Mr. Kinn was the one that grew impatient and really shot Porsche's dad. Honestly, at that point, I was so beyond confused and lost that I was like, is this still real life? Where am I? What is happening? And then on top of that, Mr. Gunn's version of the story had Mr. Kinn not only shooting Porsche's dad, but also shooting Nattawin, his own sister, Porsche's mother. But Mr. Gunn did admit that he loved Nattawin, knowing that Nattawin was already with Porsche's dad. So that just complicated things even further. So we have two different conflicting versions of what took place that day. So imagine being Porsche, already being so confused by everything else that happened up to that moment, and then to hear two opposing versions of what happened to your parents is just so devastating. Just imagine being Porsche in that moment. Ugh, poor guy. And then that confrontation scene between Mr. Kinn and Mr. Gunn was so intense. So I guess Gunn didn't know that Nattawin was still alive. He was so stunned and surprised to find out that she's still alive. And then Mr. Kinn reminded his brother that he was the one that shot Porsche's dad, not Mr. Kinn. And then to make things even more complicated, Mr. Kinn revealed that the reason Nattawin attempted to commit suicide was because Mr. Gunn molested her. I was like, what a sick and twisted dynamic all of this has become. I mean, being molested alone, I can imagine, is already such a traumatic experience emotionally. But couple that with seeing your husband dead on the floor, possibly being shot by one of your brothers. I mean, that is way more than enough emotional trauma, as tragic and terrible as it sounds, to drive someone to take their own life just to escape and relieve yourself from the pain and suffering. Porsche's mom had been through a lot. I don't know if it's a blessing in disguise that she can't remember a lot of what happened, because it's just so traumatic. It's just sad that unfortunately along with that she might have also forgotten about her kids, which just makes the story even more tragic. But Mr. Cohen had to make it seem like she was dead as his way, I guess, to protect her from Mr. Gunn. But unfortunately, again, in the process, Porsche and Porsche lost their mother. Mr. Cohen did know about the existence of Porsche and Porsche, and he was the one that sent Uncle Z to really look after the two boys as they grow up without their parents. If Mr. Cohen's true intention really was to reunite Porsche with his mom, I kind of wish he would have done it sooner and not put Porsche through all of that, because I almost feel like it really wasn't necessary, at least for the amount of time that Porsche had to spend time as a bodyguard and really risking his life in the process. I wish that there was a better way to do that than how Mr. Cohen went about it, but I guess he wanted to make sure that Porsche was trustworthy enough, because he really was concerned about his sister's safety. So maybe that's why it took him so long to tell Porsche that his mom is still alive. But again, I wish there was a better way to do that. And then Mr. Gunn was about to say something significant about Nattawin, but unfortunately his brother Mr. Cohen just shoots him right on the forehead. What was he about to say? It sounded very important. What is Mr. Cohen hiding again? It makes you wonder. Oh my god, Vegas made me feel so many different emotions in this episode. He made me so mad when I saw him continue to stick by his dad's side, even after all the physical, emotional, and verbal abuse that his dad has put him through. He still continued to want to impress his dad and to gain his approval. And I feel like his dad took advantage of that, especially during the beginning of the invasion. He hands Vegas a gun and tells him, you know, it's your turn or something, or like, it's your time to shine, make me proud kind of thing. So Vegas, who craves his dad's approval and praise, I feel like in his eyes, that was his opportunity to shine, to impress his dad. Finally, something that his father would be proud of. So he happily took that gun and said, yes, Papa, like I'll make you proud. I don't like this side of Vegas, the evil, hungry for power. I can't. But whenever he had a scene with Pete, Vegas broke my heart every single time. I don't know how he does it. When Pete continued to beat the crap out of Vegas, Vegas did not fight back. And he again apologized for what he's done to Pete. And then when he asked Pete to be the one to kill him if it was his turn to die that day, I was like, oh my god, you're breaking my heart. And then when he tells Pete that he loved him, enough already, Vegas. I don't know if you know how much emotional stress you're putting me through with all these different behaviors and different actions that you're doing right now, because I don't know. I was so conflicted with Vegas. I wanted to root for the guy because I think he deserves a second chance, but at the same time, you're making it so hard for me to root for you and to support you when you continue to do stuff like this. But then again, he brings me right back. Like, Vegas and I have a very toxic relationship. But seriously though, Pete and Vegas's relationship is so dysfunctional and so twisted that I can see why it might be difficult for others, even for me at times, to understand why they're still together. But somehow, some way, their relationship just works for them. And I guess I just have to respect that. And I felt bad for Vegas when he saw his dad dead, or I assumed that he's dead, because if I learned anything from this episode, that is to never assume that someone is dead, because Mr. Cohen is still alive, Nattawin is still alive, Vegas is still alive. I thought he died too. But then again, you know, that bullet on his head, I mean, it's pretty difficult, I can imagine, to survive that. So if he survived that gunshot, I'm scared of him. You know, he must be super freaking tough. But Vegas seeing his dad, presumably dead on the ground, what's the last thing that he needed? You know, he's really been through so much already. A lot of these people have, but in Vegas in particular. He really thought that, you know, after his dad's death, he really had nothing left, even though Macau was still alive. But dad really meant so much to him. So to see him dead like that, it's just so devastating. Luckily, Pete was there by his side and continued to remind him that he's not alone, that he's there for him. So bless Pete's heart. Honestly, he's such an angel. Speaking of Pete's resignation was so unique and so emotional. He expressed his gratitude, his love and loyalty to the main family, but also respectfully resigned and stated that he wanted to follow his feelings this time and essentially following Vegas. And I think Pete recognizes that Vegas needs him now more than ever. So he really mustered up the courage to tell Mr. Kon that his time with them ends today. And Mr. Kon probably recognizes also that Pete might be the only person that Vegas might be receptive to in terms of receiving help, because he's offered to take care of him and his brother, but clearly Vegas turned that down. So Mr. Kon, realizing that Pete might be able to help his nephew, that's probably why he was more open to, you know, letting Pete go and telling him to take care of Vegas. And the way Pete resigned and when he removed his badge, almost kind of relieving himself from all the responsibilities that comes along with being the most trusted bodyguard of the main family, was so emotional. It was quite a scene. That must have been a very difficult decision to make, but he had to do what he had to do. And Pete really saved Vegas's life multiple times in this episode. In spite of everything that Vegas has done to him, he still managed to save Vegas's life multiple times. The first time was when he shot Vegas on the left shoulder just before his people shoots him dead. You know, he shoots him and tells his people, you know, go somewhere else, I got Vegas. So even though he beat the crap out of him, he did not have the intention to kill Vegas that day. So he really still cared for Vegas. And then the second time he saved him was when Vegas just learned that his dad died. You know, he was about to take his own life with a gun. But again, Pete was there to remind him that he was not alone and that he was there and that he needs him. So bless Pete. Unfortunately, in spite of the multiple attempts to protect Vegas, Vegas still ended up getting shot at. And I thought, honestly, Vegas was dead because he was shot multiple times in the middle section of his body. It seems like it would be hard to come out alive after that, but I guess he did. So, and then I thought the end scene with Vegas, Pete, and Macau was so beautiful. I love seeing Vegas being that caring and that affectionate towards his younger brother Macau. He reminded me of Porsche and how he treats his younger brother Porsche and his boyfriend Kinn. That scene at the end was kind of a reminiscent of the dynamic between Kinn, Porsche, and Porsche. So I thought that was beautiful. In the end, I was glad to see that Pete and Vegas got their happy ending. I mean, just seeing the development of their relationship from the beginning to how it is now, it's quite a transformation. Even though I am totally opposed to torturing and inflicting pain on Pete by Vegas, at the end of the day, Pete is a grown man who makes his own decision. Whether we agree with his decision or not, it's his decision and we just have to respect it. And he knows his limitations, and once he's had enough, he'll know when to walk away. But for now, he's following his feelings and he feels that Vegas needs him and he needs Vegas, so it is what it is. I just hope that Vegas realizes how blessed he is for having Pete continuing to stick by his side in spite of everything that's happened, in spite of everything that he's put Pete through. Pete still stayed and still continued to take care of him. That is amazing. I hope Vegas does realize how blessed he really is. And I hope that Vegas also learns from his mistakes. I hope that he learns to forgive himself for what has happened. And I hope that he also learns to accept himself and not rely so much on other people's approval. And above all, I hope that Vegas takes really good care of Pete, because Pete is so precious and he would be a fool to let Pete go. Especially now that he's claiming that Pete is the most important person in his life. So he better live up to it. And then the three brothers, oh my goodness, seeing that scene, even though it was so brief, but just seeing Kinn Tangkun and Kim in the same frame was so amazing because I have been waiting to see them all in one frame, the three brothers together, and I'm so happy that it finally happened. I just kind of wish it was under a different circumstance, but nevertheless, it was quite a vision seeing the three of them together. I was like, whoa. And then Kim, I think ultimately was Porsche's protector. He really was there to shield Porsche from the violent environment that they found themselves in. And I really like the way the show approached their relationship. They kept it romantic, but at the same time, they kept it wholesome. Understandably, because you know, Barcode is still a minor, so I really respect that. If season 2 does happen, which I hope it does, I expect the relationship to evolve. You know, by that time Barcode would be, you know, a little bit older, and if he's still willing to take on a more mature role, then their relationship might change and might evolve into a more mature relationship, so we'll see. And then finally, Kinn and Porsche, my goodness, what a ride they've had. The development and the evolution of the relationship is so impressive. From how they started to how they are now, it's just unbelievable that, you know, they still managed to stay intact and even more in love. It's amazing. But I felt so bad for Porsche because he was getting conflicting information pertaining to what happened to his parents. First, they died of a car accident. Next, they were shot dead. And then next, it was just his dad who died, killed by Mr. Gunn. And then it changed to Mr. Cohn. It just got too much. I mean, imagine again being Porsche. I would have gone crazy. Good thing Porsche had a really good control over his emotions and his actions, because he could have easily killed that scapegoat guy who was probably an innocent man, or he could have killed Mr. Cohn. But he really had a good control over his emotion, and luckily did not pull the trigger, because oof, that could have been so much worse. At the end of the day, I'm glad that Porsche and Porsche were able to reunite with their mother, even if their mother may not recognize him. So, I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. I just kind of wish this would have happened a lot sooner. And I didn't really care too much about Porsche being appointed as the new leader of the minor family. I really wasn't a fan of the division between the main and the minor family. I just didn't think it was necessary. So I'm glad that Kinn shut it down quickly and basically said that there's not gonna be a main or a minor family because we're gonna be one. So I love that. And I also love when Porsche willingly surrendered his life to Kinn at the end. I thought that was a nice touch, especially when you compare it to how Kinn used to talk to him in the beginning and would tell him that Porsche's life belonged to him, almost making it seem like Porsche was Kinn's property. So to hear that similar line with a much more consensual and positive connotation, I thought it was refreshing. Overall, I thought this was a good way to end such an amazing series. I think for the most part, everybody got their happy ending. There's definitely room for season 2. I hope that it does indeed happen, because Kinnporsche has made such a huge impact in the BL community. I thought everybody did such an amazing job, from the main character to the supporting character to the people who work behind the camera. I think everyone who's worked on this project needs to be recognized for the amazing, exceptional job that they've done. It's gonna be difficult to top Kinnporsche. I think Kinnporsche has set the bar really high and really established itself as one of the greats, in my opinion. And I hope that other creators are watching. I hope that Kinnporsche, the series, has lit a fire under other creators' butts to really step up their game, because this is how you do it. In my opinion, Kinnporsche is one of the best BL series I've ever seen and I've ever reacted to. Needless to say, I'm gonna miss Kinnporsche. I'm gonna miss the cast. I'm gonna miss the anticipation of watching each episode on Saturdays. I'm gonna miss the uncertainty, the not knowing what's gonna happen right before I press play. I'm gonna miss our discussions about each episode. I'm gonna miss all of that, obviously, but again, I'm just glad that it happened, and I genuinely feel a lot closer to you guys ever since Kinnporsche started. I mean, the level of interaction after each episode has been so amazing. Now I'm doing live stream because of Kinnporsche. This series has encouraged me to be more in touch with every single one of you and to be more active in our discussion. So I'm so appreciative of that. So it goes without saying, I am so thankful for every single one of you for being here every single week interacting with me, interacting with each other. And even if you're not saying anything, even if you're just here watching, I know you're there, I know you're watching because I'm seeing the view count. I'm so thankful for that. Just know that I appreciate you for being here. Whether you make yourself known that you're here or not, just know that I appreciate you and I thank you for your time, because you could have been doing anything else, but you chose to be here, be with us, even if it's just for a brief moment. Just know that your time is valuable and is very much appreciated, so thank you. With that being said, this concludes our reaction to Kinnporsche the series. Finally, we've reached the end of the series. Bittersweet, definitely, but I'm glad that it happened. As always, thank you so much for being here and thank you for your time. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss my next video. Until then, I will see you later.